Their 10th meeting, Higgins leading 6 victories to 3. And of course they have played.
John Higgins won the walk-on for me with some stones.
Game which was nigh on perfect in his victory over Barry Hawkins from long range. 11 out of 13, that's some. But that one's gone astray, and an immediate chance for the world champ.
Yeah, the one thing Higgins going to be decisive. But if he's able to open the reds up and he's an expert at it, then it could prove. But I honestly think that he's as good as anyone at splitting the bunch. I really do.
17.
Well, again, an angle is essential here, and he certainly has that because you're likely to go in again. Oh, wow. Fabulous. Great split.
28.
But look how quickly the balls have opened up. That's and now, well, he's got the whole table working for him.
Free.
Couple of days' work for £250,000, but that cannon
clinched the frame.
Zhao Xintong. 40.
So that's 2 out of 2 missed from distance for Higgins.
No real control. So in the lap of the gods as to where everything finishes on that shot.
Zhao said that he didn't really feel since then.
5.
Some of it not good, some of it wonderful. But he's when required. He's had the odd off. He didn't play particularly well at the UK Championship, where Zhang Anda played exceptionally well to beat him by. But generally speaking, it's been a pretty solid season as world champion. The fact that you've got a target on your back. A lot of people
19.
Have off-the-table commitments to fulfill.
I think he's 26. Someone that anyone who plays the game, in which he gets that cue ball moving around the table. Even that shot, no effort went in. He got the back. There are a few.
35.
It's been a very Higgins taking on another long red, not getting it.
43.
And Zhao looking to become just the 12th player. Judd Trump, the latest member of that club, and that was
50.
7 years.
57.
He has to make it look just so effortless.
They bat, they look very stylish. And so many left-handed snooker players, you know, we're talking Judd Trump, elegant players.
67.
I think you get the drift.
71. 76.
This frame has only been going 10.5 minutes. Oh, how about that? To finish the first frame. Blink and you will have missed it. to face. And that semi-final, by the way, whoever comes through our respective two matches today will be played at 1 o'clock on Saturday.
All short, but he judged it to perfection. Punch pushing it back into the reds here, and down the left side with the cue ball. I think his safety's good enough. John will have to keep him there, I think. If he's going to win, he's going to have to.
John Higgins. 1.
Match. The big breaks didn't flow. Lots of 50 pluses, but he kept getting in. Gary Wilson just could not contain him.
His all-round game, excellent.
Yeah, there was an element of getting out of harm's way with that shot. Again, the one that John refused.
But things have been complicated some.
Joe, I don't think all the years I watched Stephen Hendry play, I ever saw him do that. I don't think he ever acknowledged a good shot. Well, once again, this is a pretty decent safety shot. Yes, again.
Excellent pot. So Higgins, having missed a couple in the first frame,
in the wings, prowling. See if there's any sort of a foul, but there wasn't. We saw one yesterday, didn't we, with Neil Robertson called a foul by Rob Spencer.
belief that he still had what it took to walk away with the big prize, and
15.
has said that perhaps in the past a little more philosophical. Take a leaf, I guess, out of his great rival Mark Williams' book in that regard. It seems to be working for him.
23.
No, it's okay. He's on the bottom red. It's important away for his opponent.
That was some performance from Higgins in the second half of that final, as that one just drops in. That was the title he described as pivotal to changing his mindset.
$39. $47.
Exactly what
55.
It's a high quality start, isn't it, from both players? It's going to be a match.
So all 8 quarter-finalists will be feeling very good about their games coming into this stage.
71.
Higgins has proved. And if he can beat Zhao Xintong today, he'll certainly believe it's well within range. The next best, Stephen Hendry, who was a 6 times winner of this, 5 in a
79.
row. User.
87. $94.
There was just that minor scare, wasn't there, Higgins? His 44th century at the Masters.
$102.
Yeah, as you say, I mean, the red that was probably in the first place. So, the difficulty was always going to be to back up what he did against Barry Hawkins, against a very different opponent. Early bad.
114.
It's a feature of his first round performance. So 1 each, first to 6 to go through to the last 4, and a meeting with either Judd Trump, the world #1, or Mark.
No damage done there.
One.
But he hasn't missed it at all. Needs a few to slow down.
Foul.
Well, there you are. I mean,
Zhao Xintong for John Higgins.
he
8.
looked like he...
1.
And a terrific opening red from after the lengthy safety exchange.
$6.
He managed it in frame 2 and then, well, made it. Such a contrast between these two, not only in age and as you're seeing there, his
14.
debut appearance here was the very man in the chair, John Higgins. Well, again, another beautiful split.
Timing is just exquisite.
22.
Yes, it's something you can't teach.
Nice. 30.
Yes, he was led potentially very awkwardly. Played it well, but that was the upshot.
38.
That's what I mean. It's
Zhao Xintong,
it didn't look
45.
much, but it was not a particularly
Back. And Higgins did what he does better than anyone who's ever played the game. Cleared up from there with 7. And this would be a good early blow to strike. Zhao was looking good.
7. $13.
unavoidably. The plan was good.
John Higgins, 21. John Higgins, 1.
I know the potting angle on the green was kind of not coming towards the reds, but they're not getting the snooker and leaving that shot to nothing red.
Final red for 2-1. A different frame from the first two. The first dominated by Zhao. The second has proved decisive in this frame.
$20. $23.
Well, Higgins looks to be playing, has made all the difference in that frame. He'll be kicking himself, but
7.
there's another frame to go before the mid-session anyway.
$38.
$38 to the pink. Into level at the break.
Now, which might end that slight deadlock, which means Zhao Xintong.
Foul.
And this is, and I think Zhao Xintong he knows that this is a very big stage against.
Anytime you're knocking in 4 out of 5, which Robertson was last night, and indeed from short range. Capture that form that we saw at the Crucible, and as I say that, a horrible miscue. That sounded
Zhao Xintong,
very unpleasant.
13.
Yeah.
Very good recovery from Higgins, who for the miscue from his opponent. But it is an opportunity of sorts, albeit that the black is currently out of commission.
John Higgins, 15.
Well, is that a plant? Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. Do you know, I actually think he hit the wrong red in the end. Not that it matters.
John Higgins, 1.
No mistake this time. Well, that is outstanding. That is an... to it.
John Higgins,
Very good, because you can actually... Occasionally they will run off.
Fouling. Fouling.
But he's pushed the red right over the pot.
Could be worse. This is where he's...
Pretty tense stuff in this fourth frame. It's a very...
I mean, there's no doubt that Higgins is a better... Well, he was very fortunate there because...
Viewed it smoothly.
Very good shot. He's got himself in now at last. Yes, he got a fluke at the start of this break. You need luck at this game. And if he were to do it, I think John would be the happier. I can't imagine.
Zhao looked to be going well again before the unexpected miscue that scuppered him early. The Reds to tie it up at 2-all.
26.
The crowd acknowledging the key knocked in just now, just stroking it in. When the luck comes, but he's made the most of it.
41.
It's a young world champion who's brilliant. Higgins is trying to tame him, it seems to me. And he's enjoying it. Well, I wouldn't.
About his game, we saw how good he was from long range against Hawkins, and he wasn't fazed by that first frame where Zhao really threw down the gauntlet with two. I think he's enjoying the challenge of taking on the brilliant world champion and seeing whether he can bring 64 from John Higgins, launched by a fluke, but the world champion Zhao Xintong to get us back underway. He dominated the first frame, won the third after Higgins made a rare safety error.
Well, the match started with a couple of wayward long. There was a miscue which seemed to set him back, but for that he might have been 3-1 up.
7.
Again, in terms of the points.
$15.
Well, it's another fabulous split. I say, I've said it a few times, I feel repeating myself. It's an absolute how good you are. And it makes a world of difference if you're creating chances of that kind.
$31.
To the century off the near jaw. That one was nearly overcut by Zhao, but no drama.
$45.
Maximum break, his highest at 146. That was the UK Championship a couple of years ago. But of course, he did make 2 on the Q Tour on his way back. He was untouchable
53.
in those tournaments, and then he tried itself.
$59.
From black to red. Nicely struck, though. A red colour, any colour.
27.
So the red stays out.
Zhao Xintong.
No second.
Immediately here behind the brown, not going to try and pop reds.
Frank conceded.
And with Zhao laying the snooker behind the yellow.
Well, John Higgins has been able to keep the deficit to within a frame only. Great shot from Higgins, though. And he has the angle. That's very well played from John.
Fine. $13.
And this really opens up the frame. It's a
$21.
yeah.
$27.
So obviously the main bunch of reds are where this frame is probably going to.
35. $43.
Oh, goodness me. Well, we saw Mark Selby miss a blue to that middle pocket. He hit it differently. Yeah, this time it just wasn't quite right to go into them, was it? It seemed he got too much on it because he's obviously disappointed, but a little smile. Doesn't let his feelings be known, but he's obviously very annoyed to finish there. Anyway.
Zhao Xintong.
But it's a yeah, a terrific pot, but as you see, to get in behind the blue from this, yeah, he didn't go for the pot as seemed initially likely.
Zhao Xintong. 1.
He's not done any damage either. Excellent.
Time.
Nine. $16.
Absolutely short. Higgins is mixing it with the world champion. He's enjoying the but Higgins staying rock solid.
23.
And finally.
Yes, whatever happens to John Higgins, well, he's competing hard. He's focused on the task. The challenge of beating the world champion here is
John Higgins,
That
37.
red is academic. John Higgins producing two outstanding. Looking to move in front for a fourth time.
One.
so in first, crucially.
Nine. $17.
Well, he tried to disturb a...
Difficult, bridging awkwardly as he was.
John Higgins,
He
24.
took
easier. But I think the worst thing from John is that he has
One.
given a chance back. It's one thing missing. Chances have not been coming in all that often for Xintong. This is a good chance.
Nine.
And I think in general his game looks in really... Not holding back there, but...
that is brilliantly cued.
17.
Typical of Zhao Xintong. And some way off.
Well, that's very out of character. Not only missing it, but... Well, both players have received a let-off in this frame. Well, it was the uncertainty of the positional side of it, which I guess...
Zhao's long game hasn't quite been. And there's another example from Higgins. He's plucked one out again from...
I would say that. It's one of those, if you miss that, you know it's going to wriggle away from there. Quite a good shot that, because the reds were quite well spread, and they all count. This has been, like I said, the scrappier of all the frames. This is an awkward one. Very good, and also interestingly played in that what a
7.
all of a sudden.
He's going to need all the remaining reds to win the frame.
$13.
Standard down the cushion. No, he's waiting one. I can understand that, but it was a possibility because, as Philip said, he'll need all
21.
A measure of how tight this contest has been, both playing exceptionally.
What I would say is that if he can get on that red on the left, he won't need a colour with it. Position
29.
makes me think that he might not play to cannon it out. He might just play on it. Well, there's a further option, playing it that way to leave the snooker here, but he's very much in the driver's seat.
Zhao Xintong, 36.
Very interesting way of playing it, and it'd be hard to fault that little break.
Higgins has got to hit this and not leave it.
Foul and a miss.
Great effort.
Very well done. Really good from Higgins.
Well, he needs a bit of help here, John. He desperately needs cover, but the cover is not going to
Take the lead for the 4th time.
1.
And it was that smart snooker that he played that gave him control. Things getting ever more serious, but Zhao keeping his nose in front.
Because if you remember how it all started, that easy for himself with the shot he was faced, but he
6.
did get first go at things. Frame up as he's done all the way through.
9. 13. 18. 24.
A very smart frame of snooker from the world champion, Zhao Xintong, back in front for the 4th time.
That's a very poor shot.
1. $14.
For the 2nd time, Higgins in looking to
Higgins.
split the bunch.
Needs that cue ball to go.
1.
Oh. He's got a red to middle here at least.
7.
The table.
Yes, as you say, you know, it would be very difficult to think that you could win the frame without the.
19.
So this will free up the other red that's alongside it anyway. Needs his cue ball to slow down.
25.
Things are getting more difficult by the shot here. He's got to
29.
perhaps able to do it from the brown. Same sort of.
Zhao Xintong, 33. One.
Out of harm's way.
Nine.
Well, they're going to have to be one because that's where he is up that side of the table.
16.
It's about as much as he felt he could hold.
Thirty-one. John Higgins, 5.
Biggest shot of the match that John has missed there. Go differently.
9. $14.
And Zhao has spotted the pink to make it 5-3. So Zhao now with the comfort for the first time in this match of a 2-frame cushion within one of his first Masters semi-final appearance.
And one thing you know about John Higgins,
9.
It really has been a revelation this week. John Higgins, long pot. He's been excellent in both matches, but that's another miss black.
John
The good
Higgins.
news is he's not left anything.
9.
Well, when he put his hand up,
Except, of course, that Zhao can be deadly with pots like that. Cue ball.
Zhao Xintong. 1.
he's done ever so well there. Looked like the. Wow, look at that one.
Didn't.
Hanging on. And flirting with danger a little. Because he's still got the emergency red up the table of when he finishes the wrong side of the blue wall. He's absolutely spot on.
$17.
Just feel that there's. But now the red that's been there all along comes into play.
23.
He's played this one a lot better, more controlled.
John Higgins. 28.
The cue was racing back here. Goodness me, Johnny's had some run this frame. Again. Getting on to his next colour.
Four.
The lead with balls on cushions.
John Higgins.
one occasion in this frame, starting when he missed the black off its spot and could easily, still battling for all he's worth, to turn this match his way. Of course, he's never been in front. Mr. Black in the previous in there punching.
17.
Frame.
25.
He's pretty calm cookie, isn't he, Zhao Xintong? And he'd just be thinking that hopes to get a clear-cut chance. And I'm sure he'll fancy winning the match there and then. But this frame's just been a bit of a sticky one for him. There's a lot of tension in this match the further it goes.
40 and
The one-sided scoreline in this frame doesn't quite... Still needs that one frame. Fully expected to get that.
Be half an hour of play.
1.
Zhao Xintong is very cool. I remember Xintong was within one, but he kept very cool and it didn't seem to fluster him. It's a kind of a mini version of that, isn't it? Frames in the evening session without reply.
7.
And one or two nudges have not gone his way, but he cannot complain about that kick. Consequence of the nudge on the red. "28 years of age, to play these shots with such ease."
Thanks. 21.
He needs some luck here. It's virtually impossible, I think, to...
Zhao Xintong, 28. One. Six. I
think the red is playing on the loose one instead.
.22.
The only other thing. No, the candidate is. Ooh.
30.
That's why he's playing on the lone red. It was not as straightforward as it looked there, and John knew that. He couldn't hear. No.
John Higgins, 35.
outrageous. It really is.
That is frightening.
That was a fluke of gargantuan proportions at a key juncture of this match.
So he's almost there. 2 frames. Had a pretty extraordinary run of the ball,
25.
actually. But, you know, he's all heart, as I mentioned. He knows what can happen to you. If you're Zhao Xintong. But we are going to go all the way, aren't we?
With perfect position on the black to go with it. But when you get the luck, take it. And Higgins has done that in the last.
Yeah, I mean, seeing the shot again, where he got the fluke, I don't think he knew what to do. I mean, because he didn't know what else to play. Couldn't see a safety shot. It was a
49.
huge fluke. A decider, and now we've got there at last.
53.
Self for one last push. Didn't really get a look in the 9th frame. The first chance to score, but couldn't have legislated for the fluke. But John Higgins has made full capital out of it. And so we're going all the way for the first time in this.
Yes, it's the first deciding frame in the Masters since round 1 of last year. There were 2
frames this season. It was something that he was missing during that period when he wasn't winning titles. That's a good opening red, typical of how good he.
It's a very good positional shot, that is. Side up. It's hard to know how far he can take this break without opening the reds. And that was a particularly good shot, and here it's possible.
Don't forget to pot the blue either, which he's done a couple of times this afternoon.
Perfectly okay.
$11.
5 years since Higgins was in a Masters when he lost to Yan Bingtao in the title match.
$17.
But when he missed the black for 4-all, he was very much on the back foot.
$23.
One. Played it well.
29.
Wow, who saw that coming?
John Higgins.
Higgins
34.
was because of that's pressure. Overcuts the red. He's released the black, he's on the pink as well.
He might have felt that the chance was never going to come, but now it has. It's a... Whatever happens from here, I will say one thing for Zhao Xintong's temperament. He never seemed... He may not win it, but even then he's kept his emotions in check.
That temperament you speak of, an essential tool in any world champion's armoury. A lot of his run, Zhe Wang before that, he was able to stand up to the task.
Well, that cue ball was not meant to go all the way down there, I don't think. Oh, that's terrific. That's a terrific shot. Yeah, struggled in. It always felt it would drop. I think it's just a question of getting your nose in front in a situation like this. Of course, he'd like to
33.
clear up and win the match, but it might not be possible at this visit. Well, as a left-hander, that was the red to play on. It's perfectly played. And he might roll.
40.
Very good.
Final red up the table. I shall remember making just his... There's also the small matter of him chasing the complete set of triple crowns this week.
Really missable down that cushion. So there you have it. He'll have to play safe now, and it might end up in his favour. Well, that was not the worst kiss he's ever had. So slight...
A very good hit from Higgins.
For this. That was a huge shot to take on, goodness me. Wow. Well, I'm really surprised.
1.
Down after he missed the black. And Zhao, who decided to go for it, and he is a great...
6.
Well, straight away you think that the shot brown to blue is really key, and he could hardly want to finish close to a cushion. That's one thing he absolutely does not want.
9.
It looks... But that is perfect.
13.
Absolutely perfect.
Final ball.
18. 24. 31.
This Masters has burst into life with an absolute thriller, and it's the